mean, kind of move these things around here, you know. Are you ready?
Alright, Shalom Yasha'Allah, giving all praises due to the Most High God and His Son, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. This is the brother priest Ramoth. I know a lot of y'all are probably even wondering, where has this guy been? We haven't seen any videos in a long time from this guy. He probably fell out the truth. Actually, no, that's not the case. I've actually, to put it all in a nutshell, I've been dealing with a lot, but I know everybody's gonna say we've all dealt with a lot. But I moved 3 times. I'm in a different location right now. I should be staying here for a little while, Lord willing. And then I had all my tripods and the 12 tribe sign. It was mixed up all over the place. I had car trouble with my old car. I then got rid of that car. I didn't have a new car. I mean, I've been doing, been getting situated a lot, and with my own personal life, I never really had time to really, get back into the videos, and I teach by myself now, so it's a little bit harder. Let me put it that way. When you got to do everything yourself. So I just started to get my I got my tripod, my camera back. I was just using my laptop the whole time. I found my memory card, but as far as like some of my other books, like Who is Esau and Edom and all that, I still don't know which storage it is, because the person that was supposed to put up my stuff in storage, they misplaced it. So I keep asking them for my books and all that, but because I know a lot of y'all probably saying this guy's not even on the highways or nothing. Now, we don't see nothing from this guy. I heard one guy, somebody that I used to know in Israel, said, "Oh yeah, bro, I wouldn't pass this page and write him off. He's not doing no lessons. He's not doing nothing no more." No, I'm still here. I'm still worshiping Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, still keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, still keeping the high holy days, still no Esau as a so-called white man. Alright, America's still gonna be destroyed. Alright, it's the same thing. Nothing has never changed. The only thing is just I haven't showed my face on the YouTube. Because the last time I was on YouTube, my views was, and nobody was watching the camp's videos. I was answering questions, nobody was getting back. So to be honest, I was feeling a little discouraged. But I can't be like how Elijah was. I can't feel like I'm I can't take on that spirit. You gotta keep going regardless. So everything is cool. With me now, I'm situated. Like I said, I'm getting back in the groove of things. I've been researching a lot of things, been going over a lot of scriptures. I haven't really changed up any, the main doctrine to still keep the law, statutes, commandments, believe in Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, through faith in Yahweh Shai. The same basic fundamentals. There's just been a few things like, I don't teach that Ammon and Moab or the Chinese and Japanese, just little things like that, just little knickknacks. But like what the scriptures say, the watchman shall see eye to eye, when the Lord restores back, the nation of Israel. So, certain brothers might agree on certain things and certain brothers might disagree on other things. But as far as like me going out on the highways and byways, yes, I will be going back on the highways and byways now since I got my stuff back, because I know that's going to be the main question. And another doctrine or another thing that I've been going over, which is going to kind of lead to the topic at hand, is this whole thing about the earth. And I have an Instagram, by the way. You can follow me on Instagram. I be on my Instagram, and I've been hearing a lot of things about like the flat earth. And to be honest, last year this time, if you told me that the earth was flat, I would have laughed at you. You know, I would have thrown Isaiah chapter 40 at you, verse 22, twist that around, said that meant a spear, and that was it. And said that, you know, there's planets and everything. When I've come to the realization, though, according to the Holy Bible, the scriptures that we trust, and Esau's school system, the things that we're being taught about the earth is another lie. You know, we're being lied to about the government, you know, who the children of Israel, which is us, the so-called blacks, Native Americans, and so-called, you know, Hispanics. You know, they're lying about that fact, but there's other things that they're lying about. Also, is this whole ideology of a globe. And for years, you know, when people used to throw the whole thing of the globe at me, I would really avoid that topic, to be honest. I would have not listened to you. I would just be like, you know, the earth is round. That's it. It's a doctrine. You know, it is what it is. Or I would say something like, you know, it's not going to lead to your salvation, which it's not going to lead to your salvation. But like the scriptures also say, don't be ignorant of a small or a great thing. So, you know, if somebody does come to you and ask you certain questions about the earth, according to the scriptures, you got to answer them. So I found out that going through the scriptures, a brother in California that I used to talk to, he told me about this one guy who said that the earth was flat a long time ago in Israel. And I said, man, that dude is crazy. Because the first question that comes to your mind is, okay, show me a picture of the edge. And I actually read in the scriptures, there's no edge. The Bible doesn't speak about a globe. It says that there's a circle, but it doesn't mention the shape. It doesn't say nothing about an edge or being a spear shape. It just says that he sit upon the circle of the earth. And then I researched other scriptures, and then it found out through the Spirit, when you do the research, the earth is actually flat. Yes, I said it, Rama said it, the earth is flat. Now, I know automatically people are going to be like, man, this dude has lost his mind because he's saying that the earth is flat. Like, that's that old teaching. Well, like what the book of Job said, you know, with the ancients is wisdom. You know, they knew better than us. And when you read this Bible, the Bible doesn't teach nothing that Esau's school system teaches us. Okay? The Bible doesn't, first of all, we're taught in the so-called school system, that the earth is a globe, and it rotates at 1,000 miles per hour, and it rotates around the sun about 60 to 67,000 miles per hour, right? And all my time since I've been in the truth, I've been in the truth for about a good, almost going on 10 years now. I never read a scripture that said that the earth was rotating, or I never heard where the prophets said that there's other lands or there's something else beyond, like what NASA said, there's other planets. They never said anything about that. Matter of fact, when you read the scriptures, it just tells you that there's water up there and the throne of the Most High, which I'm going to break down because I came to a conclusion that the earth definitely is flat according to the scriptures. And a lot of Israelites, they really are demonizing this understanding. So, I mean, you know, I'm going to take the sacrifice to be I guess one of the first brothers in Israel, or I know there's other brothers, but like, I guess to bring it out on the YouTube stance that the earth is flat and that the earth doesn't move and none of this type of stuff. Matter of fact, all that ideology goes back to the ancient Greeks. And when I bring out these scriptures, I don't want you guys to be taking my word for anything. Alright, when I bring out these scriptures and these points, I don't want you to take everything what I say. I want you guys to do your own research. Alright, I might put little names across the screen on certain things to research. Alright, like what I'm going to tell you right now, the whole ideology of the earth evolving around the sun goes back to ancient Egypt. Okay, and then it trickled down to the ancient Greeks, and they used to believe that the sun was like a god, and they believed that everything evolved around it. But when you read the scriptures actually say that the sun and the moon is only two great lights. It doesn't mention Pluto, Mars, none of that stuff. It never says that the Lord created any of these things in Genesis, the first chapter. It just said that the Most High created two great lights. It didn't say he created a solar system or anything like that. Two great lights, which is the sun and the moon. So when you get the full understanding, according to the scriptures, it's actually the sun and the moon that rotates above the flat circle earth. So this topic right here is so vast and it's so big. I actually did a lesson on Camtasia, and it was so big trying to squeeze everything into one one lesson. And I know our people's attention span is very short. So what I'm going to try my best to do is break it up in volumes, to give you bits here of this understanding, bits here of that understanding, and bits here of that understanding. So this one, I'm just going to go through how the earth is motionless and it doesn't evolve around the sun. The second one, I'm going to go into the firmament in Genesis, the first chapter, and I believe that the 6th verse. The Most High mentions a firmament which guards this earth, which is over like a solid structure. That's why it's called firmament, because it's a firm, solid structure, which Esau calls the Van's Adam's belt, okay, which is over the earth. This third volume, I'm going to go into how the earth is flat. All right, I'm going to give you guys what you want because that's the main thing that people are saying, but it's just so much. And the last one, which will be volume 4, is going to be John the 14th chapter. Understand John the 14th chapter verses 1 through 4. Because I used to teach in another camp of group of men that I used to, be affiliated with. They used to teach that John the 14th chapter is speaking about planets. That Yahushua came and then he told his disciples that he made other planets for them. And when he said that, the scriptures don't say that, but he said, I go to prepare a place for you, which is in the spiritual world. They said that this is talking about planets. So we're going to have slaves on other planets and all that, which that's not talking about because it said it in the Father's house, which is the spiritual world. So basically, I'm going to break it down that way. So this one, we're going to go through how the earth is motionless. Next one, firmament and the ends of the earth, understanding because Antarctica is the borderlines of the edges of the earth, okay? And the fourth one will be how the earth is flat and there's no planets. And the fourth volume will be understanding John the 14th chapter, how it's not talking about planets, but it's actually talking about the spiritual world and how the righteous spirits that believe in Christ they will be reserved, like what it says in 2nd Ezra, the fourth chapter. Okay, the chambers of the spirits, and there's a certain chamber for the righteous. All right, so I'm going to tackle that one in volume 4. So let's get straight to the topic of hand. All right, let's get this is the spirit. First Chronicles just opened up 16. Wow, let's get to the topic at hand. The earth doesn't move. Okay, because we're told that according to and by the way, I'm going to try to make each video, each set of each volume like about 10 to 15 minutes long. Matter of fact, hold on, I'm at 12 some odd minutes now. All right, so I'm going to try to do it between 10 to 20 minutes max each video, because I know our people's attention span is very short. So let's get straight to it. All right, let's let the Bible talk. We're being taught that in science and in school that the earth rotates at 1,000 miles per hour and is rotating about 66 to 67,000 miles around the sun. So it's spinning, right? And then while it's spinning, it's going around the sun. Now, when you read the scriptures does not teach that. That is contrary to the words of God. And I'm just going to throw this at you. That goes back to also the Greeks. And that is also promoted by the Freemasons to promote evolution. That there's no God. Okay, because there is ends to this earth. There's a limit that NASA cannot reach. That's how come they faked the whole moon landing. Okay, you guys should research that too. Because I'm not going to put a video out there on that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people were very intellectual. You guys could do the research. Research the Antarctica Treaty. Okay? Research Operation Fishbowl. Operation High Jump. Operation Deep Freeze with Antarctica. Okay? Start researching these things. Start liberating your mind. Start opening up your mind. Alright? And then applying them with the scriptures. Now somebody's calling me. But this is First Chronicles. Alright, this is First Chronicles chapter 16 verse 30. It says, "Fear him, which is the Most High, all the earth, the world also shall be stable, that it be not moved. You see that? So the scriptures is clearly showing us that the earth does not move. We are taught that the earth is a ball and it's rotating at 1,000 miles per hour. But the Bible says that the earth does not move. Let's get Psalms. Let's get Psalms chapter 93. Psalms 93 and verse 1. It says, the Lord reigneth. He is clothed with majesty. The Lord is clothed with strength, wherewith he has girded himself. The world also is established, that it cannot be moved. You see that? So the world that's on the earth, civilization, man, it doesn't move according to the scriptures. But we are told that the earth rotates at 1,000 miles per hour. Let's get Psalms 104 and verse 4. It says, who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire. And when you go to Genesis, the first chapter and the first verse, it speaks about God created the heaven and the earth. And that God there is the angels, because it was the angels and Yahweh Shai and Christ that created the heavens and the earth, which is a cut, almost like a pre-cut. I ain't even have to do the lesson yet, but if you gotta ask yourself, if the planets was created already from the beginning, why would Yahweh Shai have to come and create planets? If the planets already should have been created from the beginning of the earth, why would he come here and then go out there and then go to some place called outer space and then create a planet just for the elect? That is silly, man. That's silly. This is Psalms 104 verses 4 to 5. It says, who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire. Verse 5. Who laid the foundations of the earth. Now that should be something right there. It says that the earth has foundations. When you build a house, the first thing you build is you put a foundation. A platform, a flat surface to build the house on, because the house can't be tilted. It says that the earth is on a foundation. Then it says that it should not be removed forever. So the earth doesn't move. The earth doesn't move not one bit. The scriptures don't teach that the earth is rotating. You see that? So those are some scriptures. I got more scriptures, but I'm trying to fit in the time frame. So that was 1 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 30, Psalms chapter 93, verse 1, and Psalms 104, verses 4 to 5, showing you that the earth does not move, that the earth is not spinning, according to the Bible. Now they might say, well, it rotates around the sun. Well, Solomon cut that. And Solomon also cut you men out there that said that, oh, we shouldn't be dabbling in this topic. No, you guys only say that because you guys don't understand what the Bible is talking about. So when people throw these questions at you, you don't know how to answer it. So you'd be like, oh, well, we don't need it doesn't lead to our salvation. Yeah, but then some of you guys will make a big deal about Ammon and Moab. Some of y'all make a big deal about Cornelius. So how come not a big deal about the earth if we're being lied to about the earth and it doesn't match what the scripture's saying? How come that's not important but everything else is important? You see what I'm saying? But a lot of guys, they say that because they don't understand what the Bible is saying. And matter of fact, Solomon cut that whole ideology of the earth rotating the sun, because he even showed you and he told us that it's the sun that does the turning above the earth. And it's the moon. Matter of fact, before I even get that, let's get the book of Joshua. Let's get the book of Joshua, the 10th chapter and the 12th verse. It says, then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. So this is a battle going on in the Holy Bible for you so-called Christians. Oh, God is all about love and peace. Israelites here are fighting to defend their name, the law, statutes, commandment, and the reputation of the Most High, the Most High and His nation of people on this earth, man. So what are you talking about? But anyway, it says, when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel, He said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. All right, forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Verse 13, and the sun stood still, and the moon stayed until the people avenged themselves upon their enemies. You hear that? So the sun and the moon stayed, showing you that it was the sun and the moon that makes its rotation. It says, is it not written in the book of Jasher, so that the sun stood in the midst of heaven and hasted not to go down about the whole day? And there was no day like that before it or after it, that the Lord hearkened unto a voice of man, for the Lord fought for Israel. Kwam Yasha'Allah, man. Alright, so the Most High fought for Israel, and it said that Joshua asked the Most High if he could hold the sun and the moon, and it said that the sun and the moon stayed, clearly showing you that it's the sun and the moon that's making its rotation above the earth, according to the Bible. Solomon cut you, man, for that says that we're not supposed to be dabbling in this topic. That's a doctrine of the heathen, really. But this is all in the Bible, though. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, and verse 17. For he, which is the Most High, has given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely, to know how the world was made, which is Genesis, the first chapter, and the operation of the elements. So everything up there in the heavens has its purpose. Okay, the moon has its purpose. That's what the sun. That's what the word moon comes from. Month. You tell the month by the moon. You tell the day by the sun. You tell the seasons by the constellation, Orion, and all that. Because just like how the North Star is, the North Star is like in the area of the North Pole, which is the center of the Earth. The center of the flat circle Earth. I'm going to put that out there because it's not a planet. Okay? And the constellations rotate around it. If you don't believe me, look it up. Another name for the North Star is Polaris. And the constellations rotate around it. So, which proved that we're not moving through no space, because the prophet spoke about Orion in Amos and in the book of Job. And we still see those constellations till this day. So if we're shooting through space and NASA claims that they're seeing a different planet every single day, how come we still seeing the same constellation that the prophet saw 3,000 to 4,000 some odd years ago? Because there's no outer space. We're not moving through anything. Those are just white man ideology, and to promote evolution, the Big Bang, because that's where the whole point of the universe and planets came from, the Big Bang. We came from a monkey and there's no God. That's why people say, why would you believe in the Bible? It could be life on other planets, because they want you to think that the earth is, you're just a germ. And there could be anything out there. There ain't no God. But see, when you read the Bible tells you that the whole universe is based upon the earth and the firmament. And above the firmament is water, which we're going to cover in other volumes. But let me don't go off topic. This is a wisdom of Solomon, and above the water is the throne of the Most High. This is the wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 18. The beginning, ending, and the midst of time. What? The alterations of the turning of the sun, and the change of seasons, and the circuits of years, and the positioning of stars. So for y'all that's out there talking about that's wicked to talk about the flat earth and going and trying to even figure out the earth according to the Bible, how is that satanic? When we read Genesis, the first chapter, verses 14 to 16, he put all these things for signs so we can know the seasons. It's only going off when you worship the sun, when you worship the moon, when you worship the constellations and you start taking on I'm a Leo and I'm a Capricorn and all that. That's when it's off. But you realize what he said in verse 18. He said the beginning, ending, and the midst of times, and what? The alterations of the turning of the sun. So here it is, Solomon right here is showing you that it's the sun that turns. It's the sun that rotates. And it says, and the change of seasons, because when the sun rotates, it actually goes out and it goes back in throughout the season. All right, that's how come when around winter time comes, the sun goes out more of the circle. You guys should do some research of that. It goes out more. That's how come, which would be closer to Antarctica, where that's how come the lower regions are in our summertime around July and all that. If you live within the main countries around the equator and all that, it gets warm for us. And where do the birds fly to? The south, because the sun moved. The sun expands out. That's how the seasons are. It's the sun that's moving. It's not the earth that moves. Let's get on the book of Sirach. Alright? This is the book of Sirach. I'm going to try to wrap it up real quick. So I'm just trying to give you guys a basic understanding of things, you know? This is the book of, and where, you know, what I'm trying to say. Like I said, I don't want you guys to just be like, oh, this is a doctrine I'm trying to push on you. This is what the Bible is saying, you know? If you don't like what I'm saying, then I'm speaking according to the Bible. You can take it up with the scriptures, man. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 43, verse 1. It says, the pride of the height, the clear firmament, the beauty of heaven with his glorious show. And I'm going to cover the firmament in the next volume, because that's a whole other topic. And to fit all of this in, I know a lot of y'all are I'm gonna lose some of you, man. So I'm going to try to make it clear. But it says the firmament. The firmament is the sky, what Esau calls the Van Adam's belt. Okay? It says, the sun when it appeareth, declaring at his rising a marvelous instrument, the work of the Most High. At noon it purges the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof? Now they tell us in Esau's school system that the sun is about what, 93 million miles away, but it says when the sun comes around, we feeling the heat. Because it's not that far away. It's within the firmament of the Most High. It says, at noon it pierces the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof? Verse 4, a man blowing a furnace is in the works of heat, but the sun burneth the mountains 3 times more, breathing out fiery vapors, and sending forth bright beams, it dimmeth the eyes. Verse 5, this is the point. Great is the Lord that made it, and at his commandment, the sun runneth hastily. You hear that? So it's the sun that moves. It's the moon that moves. The earth does not move. So I hope you brothers and sisters understand that. This is volume 1. Volume 2, I'm going to cover the firmament, you know? So, you know, these are just some basic scriptures. Like I said, the earth does not move. The earth is flat. We're going to cover that. The earth is covered up by a dome. And then we're going to cover John the 14th chapter in volume 4. Understanding what John the 14th chapter is. So I know a lot of y'all been like, man, this guy been gone all this time. And you come back just to drop this on his head. You know, a brother in New York was saying that you got all this knowledge. You might as well just let it out. I was a little discouraged on being on YouTube. So, you know, it was just, you know, it was a little hassle. So, you know, but, you know, I have no problems with no camps out there. I'm not trying to declare no spiritual battle. I'm not trying to challenge another camp. This is just what the scriptures say, you know. So I hope you brothers and sisters got the basic understanding that the earth is motionless and that it's not rotating around the sun. It's actually the sun and the moon rotating above that, above the earth. Like when Ecclesiastes says, underneath the sun, the place of judgment, which would be what? The earth. So the sun is above the earth. The earth is here. Alright, like Genesis chapter 1 verse 9 says, the earth and the sea sit in one place, and the sun and the moon rotate about it, which would mean that the earth will have to be flat. But we're going to cover that later on in part 3, maybe volume 3, that the earth is flat. So I hope you brothers and sisters got the understanding. This is the brother Ra'amah. I will be back at you with volume 2, giving all praises due to the Most High God and the Son, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakathon.